So I'm back with another deck spotlight, and this time it's going to be yet another deck that is far from new, but it was one that I looked through my videos and I realized that I had not done a video on. So this video we're going to look at item Sorcerer. Now, I've done a video in the past covering your standard ward Sorcerer, or sometimes referred to as just like the standard mid-range Sorcerer. But this version actually runs a suite of cards that focuses on items and how they synergize with Gardener of Swords and Master of Arms. So if you're not familiar with the deck, if you're one of the new players that I hope is trying out the game for the first time now that we've hit our official launch, this version of Sorcerer still runs a lot of your high value creatures, so you still run Daggerfall Mage and Wardcrafter and Young Mammoth and all of those, but you also include a suite of cards that are designed to take advantage of Gardener of Swords and Master of Arms. And the biggest abuser is probably Mace of Encumbrance. So the Mace, as you know, when you play it, it will shackle a creature. Now, if you have a creature and a Gardener of Swords out, when you play the Mace, it copies onto the Gardener, and so you get to shackle two creatures and buff both your guys. So it's a pretty big tempo swing, and it goes even more insane when you can later combo that with Master of Arms. If you can play Master of Arms while also having a Gardener on the board, that starts to get kind of insane, and you can just generate a lot of high value, kind of insane turns when you're playing a deck like this. So anyway, this is the version that I run. Again, much like the last deck that I shared and much like many of the decks I share, this is far from being the only way to run this list. This is just the version that I run, and you know, again, for the most part, the core group of cards is going to be the same in any list. You're going to have your Gardener, you're probably going to have Master of Arms, you're going to have Mace of Encumbrance, likely Enchanted Plate, just because it's such a good draw engine for you. And then your ward creatures, your Young Mammoth, your high value, you know, Sorcerer cards that help you take control of the board. So in terms of playing a deck like this, you can usually kind of outpace other mid-range decks because of the abundance of shackle that you have here. So you kind of, in a way, you trade when it's beneficial, and otherwise you just kind of out-tempo them because you're going to get a turn or two where they can't attack with key creatures. If it's against aggro strategies, then you sometimes have to be a little bit more direct with your trading, just because in many cases you can't outright just race them. But again, because of shackle, a lot of times you can catch up in tempo or jump ahead in tempo just enough to steal the victory. And then against control, you basically just outvalue them and continue to play massive threats that they can't deal with. So the deck is far from being bulletproof, but is certainly one of the better decks in the format right now. So I felt like it warranted, you know, having a video made. And as always, I'm going to include some gameplay footage following this. So, you know, have a look at the games. And as always, I hope you enjoy, and I hope to catch you next time. Well, well, well. It would appear we have a game against Sorcerer Man. Sorcerer is a friend of the stream and channel. Playing Archer IC. This ought to be an interesting game, to say the least.
Welcome, friend.
By Arcade's
saying hello,
this day will be mine.
We're going to go ahead and say hello back. Actually, we're going to wish that he walks on warm sands. And apparently him and I were not already friends, so I'll go ahead and cure that. Alright, no, turn
Confound you!
Let's go ahead and...
By Arcade's beard, this day will be mine!
Whack him, play another one. Kinda wish this was one of the blacksmiths so that we could double up that, but...
By Stendar's mercy!
Connects. This is 4/4 lethal, that's a pretty big deal. We are in fact going to stop the rune this turn, so let's just go ahead and get that out of the way first. And Mammoth. Firebolt doesn't do anything right now, so we'll go ahead and wait so that we can gardener and plate something.
The forest is ours!
Oh, goblins. I do remember now. He's playing the Goblin Archer variant.
Confound you!
This was kind of a big play simply because I have no way to firebolt that now. We're going to wait to do Gardener till post-attack because we don't want him to get hit with any prophecies. Not that there's a lot, but it doesn't do anything to help our attack. So we're going to do that first.
You'd best stay on the marked path.
Let's go ahead and hit the mana. So normally, if you are looking to play cards that draw you cards, you typically want to play the draw stuff first. Kind of helps you balance out or figure out what your turn is going to be, but since we knew what our investment was going to be regardless, there was no reason. Alright.
The forest is ours!
That was a quality curse. Keeps this guy alive. Takes out the mammoth. He basically catches up in health.
By Stendar's mercy!
Trigger there too. Alright, so this is a pretty important turn that we got coming up here. We can clear both of these with an attack, and a firebolt. Then we have to pop a rune for one, which I'm not a huge fan of. It would leave us, if we use the ring, 5 left over, which could be for a harpy and then a cunning ally to potentially trade. Because at this point, I think we have to make the trades. We can't really fight for board control with what we have. As much as I'd like to Master of Arms just to draw more cards, that really doesn't help either. A Mace of Encumbrance would have been fantastic this turn, but alas, we did not have one. Alright, I guess we're going to go with that game plan. Let's go ahead and pop this up.
Confound you!
Get our Shackle Backle on.
Let's do this.
Ally. Alright, well, that's a little disappointing. Now we're drawing an Endurance card. Probably... what? Plate. Necromancer. We're going to draw a Necromancer because that's what helps us the least. Yep.
If I fall, the Hist will reclaim me.
Sometimes I don't want to be right, but when you're right, you're right. Play there. Means I cannot take this trade like I wanted. Also in a position where I don't have the health lead and I don't have a good way to get it. Not that the Necromancer fetches me much. I think we probably play a plate here just because we need to draw the cards and hope we draw into a mace. A mace would be fantastic in terms of tempo for us, so... there is a mace.
Confound you! Confound you!
I think we want to peel this off either way.
Confound you!
In case he does get like a fighter's guild.
Keep off the grass!
That shackle there. Shackle there.
Keep off the
I'm
grass!
at 11. So
Well played.
we could have played the mace pre-attack, but I kind of didn't want to give this rune quite yet either. So we're kind of trying to dangle the line between giving him too many resources.
By Stendar's mercy!
Alright, so this is where Master of Arms could be huge if we had a way to kill this guy off. Which we do, we can attack into this, right? That would then give us another shackle with the mace. There are other options. We only have 9 damage, so ironically, even though I didn't want to give him that rune, it actually, I think, put us off of lethal. So I guess hindsight is a thing. So right now, Master only gets the plate. But we could really use that shackle. The other option is we could go here and here, sink 2 damage, do some stuff. I think that's actually going to be around. Let's take the trade.
Keep off the ground. Confound
Sink
you.
our 2 damage. And while we still have the health lead, let's get this value here.
Feel my power.
Let's shed some light on the problem.
We do have the firebolt, but it doesn't kill anything, so there's no reason to play this down. So at this point, we just have to hope that he doesn't have 4 extra damage.
The forest is ours.
Hazcad, Cliff Racer. He's taking the trade, so I don't believe he has it. That's a good sign for us.
The Night Mother will guide us.
We are 2 turns out from Supreme Atromancer. That could potentially give us some a really good turn for him as well. Oh, the lightning bolt may have just sealed it for us.
I have
We
you
can
now.
take him to 6, and then I don't believe he has any
You fear
life gain
death.
options, so this takes him to 2.
It has been an engaging hunt.
They make it too easy.
And the lightning bolt.
It has been my honor.
It was a little hairy there in the middle. I think we made the right choices fighting for the board. The one that was maybe questionable was whether or not we should have went mace and the 2 extra damage, but in the end it all worked out. Alright. Monk. This ought to be interesting. It has been a while since I have played against a monk, and we're going first. Since we don't know what kind it is, you know, whether it's Pilfer, Ultra Monk, Control, I think this is suitable, right?
Luck to your house. May you walk on warm
Say hello.
sands.
We have a couple of firebolt if he does have some like early
The
game
Night
Pilfer.
Mother will guide us.
If it's Ultra Monk, that's a really good 1-drop, because that means first Ultra.
We are ready for
pure
anything.
value. Oh, okay. Maybe not Ultra Monk. Kind of don't really care about the drain.
A strong arm is what you need.
I was thinking, like, if I put him here, we could, like, hit him and firebolt or something like that. The truth is, I kind of don't really care about the drain, so...
For the Black Hat.
Opponent we have already. Right
It's
out of the
nothing
gate.
personal.
I almost wonder if this is maybe an illusory mimic setup. Alright, we know we're going to firebolt the bat, and I kind of don't want him to finish my guy off. So, since we're going to take 1 damage either way, and honestly I don't care about the drain, I actually think the shackle is correct play here. Because, as I said, I don't want him to finish my guy off. So if you were to say dive that in and then have a finish off, that would be not fun, not ideal. And the drain isn't a huge deal.
It's nothing personal.
Maybe the drain is a huge deal. Now now that I understand what is at least partially going on. Gardener could be good.
Do not test me!
I really want to give him a rune here. I think I do. I want to see where we're going with that. I don't think this is Firebolt below, even though he's likely going to dive in and Leaf Lurker. Using a Firebolt there just feels really bad.
For the Black Hat.
So, we have Firebolt, we have this trade, Plate, and a Gardener, huh? Firebolt here. Alright, let's take that.
You best stay on the marked path.
I kind of don't want to put it here again because of the damage, and he might be playing finish off effects, so I think I'm going to put it there. Let's see what cards we draw. Nothing to dissuade me. Well, yeah, we're only going to do 6, so I'm not worried about rune popping. If we were going to pop a rune, I would say we'd save the Firebolt in case he popped like a Fighter's Guild recruit, but given that we're not popping a rune that turn. So he is kind of doing a good job of aggressively keeping the health lead. The Golden Paint's obviously a problem, but I think we're doing a decent job of just kind of fighting for and through the board at the moment. Which is good for us. So now we have to then decide, is there any way for us to get the health lead back? And I think we can only tie. Which is a little disappointing. We have a trade here. We have a trade here. We have 2, followed by 1, which puts us both at 19, which is not enough for us to trigger our own Necromancer. Feels bad, man. As such, so now I'm regretting not putting the plate there. I was more expecting Leaf Lurker than I was Golden Saint.
Do not test me!
Take that.
Keep off the grass!
I actually think we do this. I know he's playing Golden Saint, so it was either dive both in, but then he would have the Ungoloms. Like, there was no way to prevent health lead there.
By the 8th, they will meet their makers.
I think that for just 2 damage, I don't think we give him the rune. I think we just advance our board. And as long as it's not a second Golden Saint,
what have we here?
We should be in a decent spot to then take the health lead back this next turn and play our own Necromancer. Unless we draw an item. If it was an item, then we might have considered a Gardener play. 21. And we should still be close. By close, I mean still 1 short, so bravo to him. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Keep off the grass!
Well, we don't get it this turn, but we can keep him from getting it as well, which is kind of as important. Still, that doesn't feel like the greatest shackle in the world, but now he has to like play a charge creature to equally get value. I'm tempted to kind of preemptively play that in case we draw an item. But if we then get the health lead next turn, we would need... yeah, I guess we'd have 2 slots over here. I think we're going to do it.
You best stay on the marked path.
That might be a misplay playing that there. It's very greedy of me. It could be punished by, like, Chorus Reaper if he runs it. It's kind of interesting because I legitimately am unsure about what I'm playing against, other than that he has lots of life pain. And instead we got Another gardener. Okay.
Sheol take you.
Keep off the
That's
grass.
best lead. Alright, we're getting ahead of prophecy. I got a 50-50 shot at a mammoth if I play this now. I don't want to get this back with this as an empty board, so we do not take this trade first. But we do have to take that trade because we don't want that to die. So we Necromancer first.
Feel my strong arm is what I bow to your victory.
That works
Engaging
equally as well.